Defensively, we broke down a couple, 2 or 3 key defensive possessions. And offensively, missed some free throws, had an opportunity to break the layup, missed that one. So during that stretch right there, the game swung, and you know, that's disappointing. But we got to learn from it. We have to get better, and you know, we're going to play an awfully good schedule, and games like tonight going to make us better.
Is that one of the more physical games you've seen this team play so far?
For them?
Your team.
Yeah, you know, I thought our games in New Jersey were extremely, you know, they were all physical, but we're playing good teams. You know, Indiana's much better than they've been. You know, we got down early in the game. They had a great start. I like how our guys battled back, took the lead at the half. Had some momentum going into the half, came out of the half. I thought had played very well defensively, did a nice job for the first 6 or 8 minutes of the half. We were able to establish a lead, so we did a lot of things well. And then we just had a period in there where, you know, that we weren't.
When you're trying to build something, does a missed opportunity affect the young team any differently?
No, I don't think so. You know, we're going to have a lot of opportunities this year. That's the beauty of playing a tough non-conference schedule. You're going to have a lot of chances, and I think that's how you get better. You know, you learn in a game like tonight with 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, how good defensively you have to be. And we didn't guard the ball well, just contain the dribbler, a couple, 2 or 3 trips, and it hurt us. And around the basket, we didn't rotate very well. We didn't get a defensive rebound when we needed to get one. So those are things that, you know, you look at the tape, you watch it, you evaluate it, you break it down, you teach, you coach, and you're going to find yourself in these situations again, and then that's where you got to get better.
Coach, talk about the decision to go to a zone defense in the first half and how that affected the game.
Thought it helped us early. I thought that defensively they were, you know, we were not getting stops for a number of reasons. But we had a few breakdowns in our zone, and I thought about zone a little bit more in the second half, but I liked our man defense. Our man defense was pretty solid for about the first 13, 14 minutes of the second half. And, you know, when that's good to you, you know, you don't want to change it. Bang. You know, it happened real quick, you know, where the game turned. But I thought our zone in the first half helped us.
How big of a play was the foul on Scott? What do you do to your team to try to get them to balance?
Well, it's a tough one. I don't agree with the call. You know, I don't want to, you know, you always have to be careful with what you say. But I thought Scott, you know, clearly went after the basketball. That one's a little bit frustrating for me. But you move on, and you know that call didn't lose us the game, and you know we did enough things to hurt ourselves. So you got to move on from it.
That call seemed to make some of you. It's almost as if you lost composure there as a team.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we did. I think, you know, it was kind of in that whole period. You know, again, defensively, I thought was where our issues were, just with some breakdowns. But that one didn't help. No question about that.
Would you have liked to have gotten Scott more shots in the second half?
Yeah, but they did a nice job. You know, they latched on to him hip to hip. And, you know, I think one observation from my perspective, we can screen a little bit better, but I thought they did a nice job. We tried to go to him 3 or 4 times, and you know, they took it away. So that's something that is going to happen a lot when you have a player like Scott. You know, the way teams are going to defend him.
Your impressions of playing here against a major conference opponent with a packed house, just what was that like?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Our fans are great, and you know, I wish we would have been able to deliver for them, because you know, their enthusiasm was terrific, and I think our players fed off of that. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of nights like that, and hopefully, even though we're disappointed and lost, you know, they see a team that's going to compete. They're going to compete. Our guys are going to compete hard, which they did tonight. We just have to get better and make sure we learn how to finish games.
Coach, Coach. I got one more. It seemed like coming into this game, Richard Howell would have maybe a pretty big advantage with his size. He only got 20 minutes and wasn't very effective offensively, I guess. Can you talk
Yeah,
about
I thought Deshaun, you know, a lot of times when a player, you know, sometimes it's not necessarily what they're not doing, it's what somebody else is doing. You know, you can only play 5, I can't play 6. And, you know, Deshaun was playing pretty good, knocked down a couple of shots. Calvin gave our team great energy. He turned the ball over a couple times late, but, you know, boy, defensively blocked some shots. I mean, he really did some things, you know, well for our team. And, you know, I thought Richard, he got a little, you know, mentally he got frustrated. He needs to stay in there, even if he's not in the game, and make sure he's ready. So, that's another thing I think we can work on that. We can get better at that.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.